If you opened a thesaurus and you looked up the words capable, compassion, charismatic, and caring, you would find a picture of my friend Kavita Mehra. And by the way, isn't English so crazy? Shouldn't those words begin with a K? K for Kavita. I am not going to tell you all the wonderful things that you can read on her LinkedIn bio. I'm going to tell you some amazing things that you don't know. For instance, in 2002, Kavita was a student intern at Saki. You must have been in elementary school then. There was no way you could have been any older. And she knew she wanted that job in 2002. And she applied for the job 3 times. First 2 times, they didn't even call her back. She didn't give up. The 3rd time, they got it right. And because of that persistence, we get to honor her here tonight. Kavita never gives up. And this is what she tries to instill in her staff and in the survivors. Kavita shepherded Saki for South Asian women into Saki for South Asian survivors. And that little shift is extremely meaningful because survivors are children, women, and men. On a recent podcast, Kavita told the host that she has helped survivors as young as 6 years old and older than me. And yes, there are people in the world older than me. Could you imagine 6 years old? Kavita herself on that podcast says that she wishes that she had an organization like Saki because she had to navigate a very fraught childhood without the aid of any of the tools that Saki provides. Because of her experience, Kavita places the survivor in the middle of the circle of care and surrounds them with all the tools they need to move from victim to survivor to thriver, mental health and legal help, and how to navigate, how to fill out a job application, how to get a job application, how to keep a job, how to dress for a job. When you are a victim, you need to be completely retaught how to live life. And so Kavita uses her voice, her heart, and her big brain. And she encourages everyone she meets to denormalize what has become so normal for South Asian families. On that same podcast, Kavita said that the statistic is 48% of us. Look around. That's 1 in 2 families in this room, and that is way too much, and we cannot stand for it. Now, Kavita is going to do something about it. So please stand up, put your hands together, and welcome my friend and a hero to the stage, Kavita Mehra. That was good, right? You were so good. It was amazing. So, maybe we don't. Okay.
I was not expecting that. I was expecting you, Becky George. Indrani tricked me, but that was the best surprise ever. Well, I want to say that I am deeply humbled and grateful to impact to receive this honor. To say that I imagine myself in a light that is opposite of Dr. Shyamala Gopalan Harris is an understatement. To all the misfits and underdogs in the room this evening, I am speaking directly to you. The first half of my life was marked by what I call a trifecta of trauma. Violence in one form or another was ever present. At home, in the working class community where I was raised in New Jersey, and in the Hallmark store my mother owned, where I spent much of my childhood through early adulthood. I have the great fortune of having two older sisters who, while navigating through their own pain, gave me a political consciousness that informs my belief system today. I often say, I wish my mother, sisters, and I had Saki in our lives because I know that our paths would have been profoundly different. My life shifted 24 years ago when I met someone who did something that no one had up until that point. He believed in me. He brought me food when I couldn't afford lunch. He drove me home after 12-hour shifts at a domestic violence shelter because I could then shower before heading to graduate school at Columbia. He supported me through the violence and instability when it became unbearable in my family. And when I heard Purvi Shah, Saki's former executive director, speak at our gala and told him that I wanted to be the next Purvi Shah, he looked at me and he said, "No, you will be the next Kavita Mehra." That person, my husband and Dylan's remarkable Baba, Manu Chopra, is in many ways the reason that I am standing here today. To not only see someone, but to believe in them is the greatest gift that we can offer any human being. And that is what we do at Saki every single day. My colleagues, including Pooja Raj Green, Nisa Sheikh, and Linda Chirian, who are here tonight, are the heartbeat of this work. They believe in survivors when the world has turned its back. They affirm survivors that their stories matter, that their power is intact, and they hold space until a tiny spark of hope grows into a fire that cannot be extinguished. It's also individuals like Bisham Sicharan, our board chair and advisory board member, Neha Desai Shah, and Indrani Garadia, who's also on our advisory board, who stand as fearless advocates for the work that we do when it is under attack. On the ground, this belief system shows up in ways that are both simple and life-changing. It's a bag of groceries from our food justice program, giving a mother the opportunity to feed her children while she figures out her next steps forward. It's one of our community organizers handing out red cards to ensure that our community is safe during the ICE raids that are sweeping across New York City. It's our team showing up in Washington, D.C., marching with thousands of others, because we will always speak truth to power. And it is survivors themselves showing up, refusing to be erased, who all push us closer to justice. We are living in a time of rising xenophobia, political hostility, and relentless attacks on immigrants, survivors, queer, trans, and BIPOC communities. The violence that we are facing is layered at the individual, community, and systemic levels. From the restrictions on reproductive health care, to the hate crimes in our streets, to the attacks on trans lives, to the genocide in Gaza, all of this is gender-based violence. It is the defining public health issue of our time. Nearly half, 48% of South Asian Americans will experience gender-based violence at least once in their lifetime. None of us are untouched by GBV's haunting, life-altering reach. And yet, every day at Saki, I see something stronger than violence. I see the determination of survivors who refuse to be silenced. I see the resilience of young people daring to imagine a freer, more just future. I see the quiet revolution of healing and justice that binds this movement together. That is what sustains me. That is why I'm here tonight. As you walk away this evening, carry with you the quiet, extraordinary truth and power that belief in someone can change the course of their life. It happens to me, and it happens every single day at Saki. No matter the zeros in your bank account or the rooms where you hold influence, this is your single greatest gift: to believe in another person and to invest in them. This is how we build lasting legacy. So in accepting this award, I do so not for myself, but for every misfit and underdog who has been told they will not make it, for every survivor who has been told that their story does not matter, for every spark of power that just needed someone to believe in it. Belief changed my life, and at Saki, we are working to build a world where belief will change millions more. Thank you.